What's going on, people? KMD back in here again for Rant Radio. I thought I wouldn't have to come in here for about a couple of days after the video I did last night. I thought I wouldn't have to come in here. Lo and behold, while I'm working on my night shift last night, on my lunch break, or dinner break, or dunch break, whatever you want to fucking call it, because I'm eating food at 1 o'clock in the fucking morning. But I come to find out about the Finsbury Park attack, and I just thought like, bro, that's all I pretty much thought. I just thought, bro, before I even get into that, I want to send a couple of shout outs. I got some shit written down. Like, it's getting to a point now where I have to start writing some shit down now because my mind is all over the fucking place. I got like 30 tabs open. All of my fucking tabs in my brain are all buffering except one, which is the one that I'm here now talking. So look, I want to give like two shout outs before I even get started on this fucking video for today. So no, this video is going to be like about maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes long. I can't give it as much time as I would like to. I would like to be in there for about 40 minutes to an hour talking some real fucking shit, but I can't because I'm at work. I barely have the fucking time to even do these videos as it is. So look, the two shout outs. Today's June 19th. As black people, as a black culture, as a black community, we need to know our history. We need to know our true history, not the history that we get taught through the curriculum in our bullshit education schools that we have today. Not that shit, because they always teach us the same shit. Martin Luther King Jr., civil rights, and maybe Rosa Parks. That's all they ever teach us. It's the same shit that I learned when I was in school. They're teaching my nephews and my niece the same shit today. So as a black person, if you want to know about your true history, which you should know about your true history because it makes you a better person. And it makes you learn and understand about the fucking establishment we have today and how they feel about you as a black person. So today's June 19th. Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. I want to put out there. That's the first shout out. If you don't know what Juneteenth is, you have a fucking pocket laptop. I get onto you people all the fucking time. You have a pocket fucking laptop. Use your data, all your roaming data and your free Wi-Fi and all of that. Use it for some real shit one time. Like, go into Google, type in Juneteenth. Juneteenth. I'm not going to educate you motherfuckers no more. I'm not here to educate. I'm just here to give you the crumbs. I'm here to drop the pebble in the ocean and make a ripple. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to teach you lot no more because it seems like nobody don't want to fucking learn shit anymore anyway. So first shout out, happy Juneteenth to all of my black people that do know about it also. So fist held high, yo. Second shout out, when I found out this story, yo, I found out this story about a couple of hours ago through my Facebook, and this shit almost brought me to tears. And it's like, hearing stories about this makes me still believe that there is some hope for humanity to some degree. Shanta Jordan. If you don't know about Shanta Jordan, this is another woman you need to Google with your pocket laptop. Shanta Jordan. S-H-A-N-T-A Jordan. J-O-R-D-A-N. This is an incident that happened in Connecticut last week, or was it last week or the week before? About a couple of weeks ago. I think it was on the 6th of June it happened. This woman, hero, superhero, heroine, a speeding out of control car that was almost about ready to knock over a small boy, a small child. This woman, Shanta Jordan, jumped in the way of this car to take the full impact of this car so the child wouldn't get hit. I've seen the video also. The video is cold. It's not for the faint-hearted. Alright, the video is not for the faint-hearted because the video is that fucked up. But when you see it in the slow motion that they've done it in also, this woman jumps out, like jumps right in the way of this boy to take the full impact of this car. And I want to give a shout out to Shanta Jordan, and I want to give a shout out to her family. Both of them still live today as well, and that's calm to hear. So I want to give a big shout out to Shanta Jordan as well, a black woman as well. Powerful woman. You see what I'm trying to say? Went out of her way to save another life who she doesn't even know. That type of shit right there makes me truly believe that there is still some sort of hope for I wouldn't say humanity, but there are individuals out here in this world, because I'm one of those I'm one of those people where I truly believe, I believe in individuals, not people. I believe that there are individuals in the world who truly have a good fucking heart. So shout out to Shanta Jordan. But now let's get to the real root of this video, the real root of this video. Another van man attack, but on most of the news networks they call it an incident. You notice that? Because the shit has been flipped around this time, because it's no longer a Muslim man or a so-called Muslim man doing the attacks, they now called it an incident. They call the suspect exactly that, a suspect. How can he be a suspect when he done it? Like, there's no suspicion about this shit. He did it. But even then, you know what it was? Before I left my yard today, before I left my yard to come into work today, and I was kind of just briefly flowing through like the news station networks, I could have sworn they called the guy Tommy Comesco or something like that. Tony Comesco. I know I saw the name Tony Comesco today, or maybe it was just me through like my brief flying through these station networks, and I just saw some shit. So I thought the name Tony Comesco was the name of this driver who done this van man attack in Finsbury Park, and then I come to find out about an hour later the guy's name is father of four, Darren Osborne, apparently, who lives out in Somerset, which is almost near fucking Bristol, if my geography is correct. I'm pretty sure that's almost out near Bristol. So they're basically trying to say to us now that this guy, this Darren Osborne, they calling him, they're trying to say that this guy Darren Osborne hired a van from Somerset, drove all the way over to London to kill some Muslims. Now look, I'm not gonna go into this shit, because like I've received from some of the comments from some of my subscribers, I am already well aware that this is a distraction. I'm well aware that this is a distraction to make most of the public forget about what is going on for Grenfell Tower right now. They want people to forget. They want the public to forget. They want the public to quieten down and not ask any questions about this Grenfell Tower, about the 500 plus people who have been murdered by the establishment. The video of this burning of this tower is sickening, when you can see all of the panels burning and just peeling off this building. They want us to forget. Let us not forget what the fuck happened last week, which is why they flipped the script in the early hours of last night, or the early hours of this morning, which is why they flipped the script, giving us another van attack. But instead of it being a so-called Muslim person behind the wheel, they gave us just any random person who's troubled according to his family, which is always the same shit. Because I also remember one story about that German pilot, I think he was German, or that pilot that basically crashed a plane right into a friggin' mountain with passengers on the plane, and they called him troubled also. That's not an act of terrorism, it's troubled. So I can almost guarantee they're trying to paint this Darren Osborne as a troubled person who living life hard, who's struggling like the rest of us, but ain't none of us going out here driving a fucking van from Somerset to run over people of Islamic faith because of Islamophobia. Right, this is the shit that they're giving us today. This is the shit they're giving us today. And then now all of the politicians are right here again. Let's speak on this shit. Let's speak on this attack that happened in the early hours of the morning. One person died, and I think over 11 people critically injured. This shit is getting wild. This shit is getting stupid. This shit is getting crazy. We need to wake up. But even now, after everything that has happened in the space of 2 weeks, we are still going into work. We are still paying these fucking bills. Like in my video that I posted last night, I'm like, we see what's happened with this Grenfell Tower burning. That many hundreds of people have died. Hundreds of people have died, and the TV is still lying to us. The news is still lying to us about how many people are missing and how many people have died. And I'm like, I'm speaking about this like most of London stopped for this thing right now, because we don't see this type of shit every day here in London. So half of the world, half of the city stopped. Most of the city stopped for it. And then a week later, we go right back out and throw money to the very same establishment for Father's Day yesterday, we go right out and throw money back into the establishment, the very same establishment who you've just realised doesn't give a fuck about you. This is why I can't understand the thought process and thinking of people today. I can't fucking understand it. You've just seen that the establishment, government, doesn't care about people in general, because they've just allowed this building, this tower block, to burn down and have hundreds of people burn inside it. Even the police said, stay in the house, don't come out, stay in the house. And then a week later, you go right back to the establishment and throw all of your hard-earned money buying cards, buying gifts, buying flowers, buying drinks for Father's Day. Wagwan for our thought process. I have to keep asking this shit. Wagwan for our fucking thought process. I'm not going to speak about this fucking Finsbury Park attack shit, because like I say, it's just another bullshit attack. I was speaking to my homegirl this morning because she lives just right down the road from it. She lives just right down the road from it. So I had to just pretty much shout her to make sure she's alright, make sure she's cool, make sure she got into work early on time as well and everything. But she's just like, shit's getting way too close to home for her now. Like, shit's getting way too close for home. And I was basically saying, not just to her, but to other people, when it comes to pushing an agenda, none of our lives matter. Let me tell you this now. None of our lives matter. So all of these incidents or attacks, whatever you want to call them, they can happen anywhere, at any fucking time. It doesn't matter. So you could be thinking to yourself, oh, this shit ain't gonna happen here. Like where I live, for instance, I live in Hackney. Chatsworth Road, for instance, I remember there was a shooting that happened, man. And this brother, man, and he's a cool brother as well, man. And he sadly lost his life as well from a shooting. But it's like, many of the people that live around this area of Chatsworth Road is more or less like your new upper class, middle class, yuppie, hipster sort of people. And they're absolutely baffled that there was gun shootings around this area. But it's like, why would you be baffled for? Because all the establishment has done is paint over the fucking old picture. That's all they've done. They've painted over the old pictures. What they've done with the Grenfell Tower. They just basically used 8 million out of the 10 to refurbish the outside. That was it. Make the outside look good, which is what they do today. Gentrification. That's all they do today. So even though they're trying to push the same people who's lived in this area before, like they're trying to push them out to throw these new vegan restaurants and vegan coffee shops and hipster pubs and hipster bars, there are still the people who struggle, who's been living there for years. They still live there. You know what I'm trying to say? So no matter how much you try to paint over this fucking picture, shit is still the same. We have to deal with the root of the fucking problem. We can't always talk about what's happening now. We have to deal with the fucking root of the problem. We have to deal with why there is homelessness. We have to deal with why people are struggling with money. We have to deal with why there are so many social homes and all of this bullshit. We have to deal with the root of the fucking problem, people. We need to fucking wake up. But I know we're going to spend most of our time gossiping about the Finsbury Park attack today. I'm going to get some of my colleagues come up to me today asking me, Kieran, what do I think? And I'm going to tell them straight, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Leave me to let me play my Bob Marley music. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Because this shit is getting out of hand now, and we still ain't fucking walking up to this shit. We're still going into work. We're still paying these bills. We're still paying this fucking TV license. We're still going to throw money into this very same establishment that we know doesn't give a fuck about us when another holiday comes around anyway. So what is the fucking point? What is the point? I ain't got time for this shit, people. I got fucking work to do right now. Slavery shit. Plantation, I call it. Slavery shit. So look, man, even when I spoke of like the Juneteenth as well, which is basically the abolishment of the abolishment of slavery in Texas, right? The whole, which obviously in general was like the emancipation of African Americans within this the Confederate South. So it's like, we may have been physically set free, we may have been physically unshackled, unchained, but slavery is still in the fucking mind, yo. It is still in the fucking mind, and not just amongst black people. No, it has been expanded to everyone now, and we don't see that. We don't see it. Like, as a black person, I already know it's fucking hard for black people already, because I've struggled. Sometimes I still struggle to fucking day also. I might go for job interviews and I get turned down for them just because I'm fucking black. But then when they hear that my name is Kieran, they thought I was Irish, because Kieran is an Irish name. But look, man, They've expanded slavery now to everybody. We are all slaves to this fucking wage. We are all slaves to this system. We need to fucking wake up. But we're not. So look, man. Once again, the 2 shout outs. Happy Juneteenth. Google that shit. And shout out to Shanta Jordan. Super heroine. Google her name. And look, man. Obviously, all of the people that's lost their lives and all of the people who's been injured in these attacks, obviously, what can you say? You give them your commiserations and whatever else have you. And once again, to these people that still keep saying rest in peace, to these people who have died, who have been murdered, who have been killed, how can you expect these people to rest in peace? How can you expect it? That's what I'm saying. So look, man, my name's KMD, people. This is Rant Radio, and I've got slavery to do. Peace.